Hi everyone. Welcome to English Pro Zone. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I've got something truly special for you. An inspiring real-life story that's almost too incredible to believe. It's the kind of journey that'll leave you feeling motivated, curious, and ready to chase your own dreams. And before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon, because we've got more amazing, motivational English stories coming your way, and trust me, we don't want you to miss a single one. And make sure you stay with me till the very end, because every part of this story is packed with moments that might just change the way you see failure, success, and what's truly possible. Now, what if I told you that the man who created the happiest place on earth was once told he lacked imagination, that he was fired from his first job because he wasn't creative enough, that he faced so many failures, betrayals, and heartbreaks that most people would have given up? But not him, because he was not just a dreamer. He was a fighter, a man who refused to let failure define him, a man who turned a simple cartoon mouse into an empire that changed the world forever. This is the story of how a young boy with nothing but a pencil and an unshakable belief in his dreams built the greatest entertainment empire the world has ever seen. And trust me, once you hear his journey, you'll never look at your own dreams the same way again. This is the unbelievable true story of the one and only Walt Disney. Chapter 1. A Boy with a Sketchbook and a Dream. Walter Elias Disney was born on December 5, 1901, in Chicago, Illinois. From a young age, he had a fascination with drawing. While other kids played outside, Walt spent hours sketching whatever he could see. He wasn't born into a wealthy family, nor did he have an easy childhood. His father, Elias Disney, was a strict man who saw no future in drawing, often made Walt and his siblings work hard on their farm. But even in those tough times, young Walt found happiness in drawing and storytelling. He saw something no one else did, a future built on imagination. Life wasn't easy. The family struggled financially, and Walt had to wake up at 4 a.m. every day to deliver newspapers before school. Even as a child, he knew what hard work meant. But through all the struggles, one thing remained constant: his love for drawing. When he was just 7 years old, he started selling his sketches to neighbors. One day, his neighbor paid him 25 cents for a drawing. A small amount, but a huge spark of hope for Walt. It made him believe that his art had value. That little boy didn't know it then, but he was already taking his first steps toward greatness. Chapter 2. The First Taste of Failure. As Walt grew older, his love for art and storytelling turned into a dream to create something magical that would bring joy to people's hearts. But dreams don't come easy. His passion for art led him to pursue a career in animation. He got a job at a newspaper as a cartoonist, only to be fired. Why? Because his editor told him he lacked creativity. Can you imagine? The man who would go on to create Mickey Mouse, Disneyland, and a billion-dollar empire was told he wasn't creative enough. But Walt didn't give up. He started his own animation company called Laugh-O-Gram Studios, hoping to turn his dream into reality. He worked day and night, pouring everything he had into his cartoons. But soon, the company went bankrupt. He had no money, no team, and no support. Most people would have quit at this point, but not Walt. He packed his bags and moved to Hollywood with just $40 in his pocket and a suitcase full of dreams. Chapter 3. The Birth of Mickey Mouse. In Hollywood, Walt teamed up with his brother, Roy Disney. Together, they started Disney Brothers Studio in their garage. Things started to look promising. After struggling for years, he finally created a character he believed would change everything: Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. But just when success seemed within reach, the studio that distributed Oswald stole the rights to the character, and even worse, they took most of Walt's animators with them. He was left with nothing. It was a crushing blow, but instead of dwelling on it, Walt did something remarkable. On a long train ride back home, he took out his notebook and started sketching. That's when he created a small, round-eared character with big round ears that would change the world. Mickey Mouse was born. With Mickey, Walt's luck began to change. In 1928, Walt released the first Mickey Mouse cartoon, Steamboat Willie, with synchronized sound, something unheard of at the time. It was a groundbreaking success. The man who was once told he wasn't creative enough had just introduced the world to the most famous cartoon character in history. The world finally noticed Walt Disney. Chapter 4. It's kind of fun to do the impossible. Walt could have stopped with Mickey Mouse. He could have settled for success. But dreamers don't settle. He wanted to push the boundaries of animation. He wanted to do something no one had ever done before. Create the first full-length animated movie. No one believed it would work. People called it Disney's folly and laughed at him, predicting it would bankrupt him. But Walt believed in his vision. Walt ignored the critics. For 3 years, he worked tirelessly. He spent everything he had and even mortgaged his house to bring his dream to life. Finally, in 1937, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was released. The audience stood up and clapped for minutes at the premiere. It became a huge success, proving everyone wrong. It became the highest-grossing film of its time and proved that animation could be just as powerful as live-action storytelling. Walt had done the impossible. Chapter 5. Turning fantasy into reality. Even after conquering Hollywood, Walt wasn't satisfied. He had another dream, one that would once again defy the odds. He wanted to build a place where families could escape reality and enter a world of imagination, a place where fairy tales came to life. That idea became Disneyland. Banks refused to fund it. People called it crazy, but Walt didn't listen. He mortgaged his home, took massive financial risks, and worked day and night to bring Disneyland to life. On July 17, 1955, Disneyland opened its doors. Everything went wrong. Rides broke down, there was a plumbing issue, and the park faced major issues. And people even called it a disaster. And the press called it Black Sunday. Again, people doubted Walt. Again, he didn't listen. Instead, he improved Disneyland and turned it into the happiest place on earth. Later, he went on to create Disney World and countless unforgettable movies, inspiring millions. Today, millions of people visit Disney parks every year, stepping into a world that was once just a dream in Walt's mind. Lessons from Walt Disney's journey. 1. Failure is not the end. It's the beginning. Walt Disney faced more failures than most people can imagine. From being fired for lack of creativity to going bankrupt, losing his characters, and being rejected by banks, he experienced it all. But instead of letting failure define him, he used it as fuel to push forward. Every failure is a stepping stone to success. Learn, adapt, and keep moving forward. Dream big even when others call it crazy. When Walt envisioned a full-length animated movie, people laughed. When he dreamed of Disneyland, banks refused to fund it. But he didn't let skepticism stop him. He believed in his ideas before anyone else did. And that belief turned dreams into reality. If your dream doesn't scare people, it's not big enough. Don't let doubt, yours or anyone else's, stop you. Creativity and innovation require risk. Walt was never satisfied with what was already done. He constantly pushed boundaries, introducing synchronized sound and animation, creating the first animated feature film, and building Disneyland from scratch. Each of these was a massive risk, but innovation always requires bold steps. To create something extraordinary, you must take risks. Playing it safe won't lead to greatness. Never settle. Keep reinventing yourself. After Mickey Mouse became a hit, Walt could have stopped, but he didn't. He went on to create Snow White, Disneyland, Disney World, and more. He never settled for just one success. He kept dreaming bigger. Success is not a destination, it's a journey. Keep growing, learning, and evolving. Passion and persistence are more powerful than money. Walt started with $40 and a suitcase full of dreams. He didn't have money or connections, just relentless passion and an unbreakable spirit. It wasn't money that built Disney, it was his determination and vision. Lesson: money follows passion. If you truly believe in your dream and work hard for it, success will come. Surround yourself with the right people. Walt didn't build his empire alone. His brother Roy Disney played a crucial role in managing finances, and he had a team of animators and visionaries who believed in his dream. He knew that surrounding himself with the right people was key. Find people who believe in your vision, support your dreams, and complement your strengths. Imagination has no limits. Walt Disney proved that the only limits in life are the ones we impose on ourselves. He turned a simple cartoon mouse into a global empire and an empty piece of land into the happiest place on earth. Lesson: if you can dream it, you can do it. Never stop imagining, because imagination is the foundation of innovation. Final thought: the legacy of a dreamer. Walt Disney's story is proof that no matter how many obstacles stand in your way, if you hold on to your dream and refuse to give up, you can create magic. So, the next time you feel like giving up, remember: 1. The man who built Disneyland was once fired for lacking creativity. The man who gave the world Mickey Mouse was once betrayed and left with nothing. The man who changed entertainment forever started with just $40 and a dream. If he could do it, so can you. Now go, dream big, take risks, and create something magical.